viewers. So in the last couple of weeks, the club has received not one, not two, but 3 complete HEMA kits from Superior Fencing. So I thought that was probably worthy of some kind of review. So Superior Fencing are from Pakistan. They're doing these kits that give you pretty well everything you do need to start fencing, and are doing so at a really impressively reasonable price. And we have actually used some of their products before. So around about 3 or 4 years ago, we got our first lot of jackets from Superior Fencing, which are these green and white ones that you've probably seen people wearing on the videos because they're still in use by numerous people. And, you know, they had some cooling vents there, and overall they seem to be pretty good. Things have moved on, however, and I've got to say that the new jacket is a vast improvement over the old one. But of course you don't get just the jacket. The kit contains just about everything you need to get out there and start fencing. So is any of this any good? Only one way to find out, and that's to go and test it.
Can't help myself, a bad habit. Well, I'm running wild, lost control. And it's a shame to see that a boy like me has got so many bad habits. Well, I'm off the rails, my resistance fails. Temptation's got a hold on me, and I can't refuse because I always do. Can't help myself, bad habits. Well, it just ain't right, but it's something I can't fight. I can't stop going out and having fun. Well, I tried to be good, but I knew I never could. 'Cause I've got more bad habits than anyone. When I get the urge, I just got to serve. I'm a slave to all my desire. Well, I'm in a mess because I can't repress all of the bad habits.
It's not a trick, I'm not trying to get that.
Was it gimme? It was a gimme, but I still don't trust you.
So this is the complete kit. So you get a mask cover, not the mask, just the cover, which has hard back of head and some ventilation grommets there, which give you some amount of ventilation. It's still, of course, hot under there. Next thing to talk about are the band braces and the elbows. The band braces are excellent because they actually go all the way around the arm, full 360 degrees. Okay, wait there a sec. So if I compare them with these from another unnamed European manufacturer, which are fairly typical, they don't go all the way around the arm, nowhere close. Even with a bare arm, I've had to add extra grommets, and with the jacket on, no way. And that's a problem because in single sword, it's the underside of the wrist that gets hit all the time. And so these, they're nice and generous, they go all the way around, really, really good. Next we have the elbows. As you can see, there's a little Velcro there that goes with the arms. Now, again, normally with these things, I have knobbly elbows, they stick into me. These, they do not. They're really nice and curvy. Normally I have to wear super curvy things like this. But these are great. They are not in any way flat or ungenerous. They are nice and curvy and they've got squishy padding inside. So, elbow cost, excellent. Gorget, actually really comfy. It's designed to go under the mask bib, so it sits quite tight, but it's actually very comfy and you don't feel like it's in the way at all. It has fairly solid plastic but kind of bendable on there, semi-rigid there. You can move your head up and down, no problems. And it's got these little flaps, which I assume are extra protection for the shoulders, which is kind of a cute idea. Not sure it's necessary, but that is also a really, really good comfy thing. Now we come to the jacket. So first thing, notice full movement in every direction, no riding up at all. So the shape and tailoring is excellent. Closes with a generous plastic zip, double-breasted, the padding is very generous. I didn't feel any of those hits really at all. You get pants which have padding. So there's soft padding there. Didn't feel any of those. There's a cup as well that comes standard with the thing. The knees are separate. They tie onto these little grommet things here. They've got really nice little hard bits down the side of the knees, which is a nice feature. The legs also come right around the back there and clip on, and they've got these little bits down here to protect the inside of the heel. So the legs are excellent. Normally I prefer sort of cricket pad type things that sit on the foot and go up above the knee, less fussing, but I will say that the mobility that you get with these is superior. So obviously I've been using this stuff for a couple of weeks now. I wanted to give it a really solid try before I talked about it in detail. So let's go through the bits and pieces one at a time and I'll give you a slightly closer look at it. So the mask cover, as I said, is pretty industry standard. You've got solid on the back of the head, padded there, the grommets. It works pretty well. These things are hot and stuffy. I think this is the next bit of HEMA gear that's in need of a complete redesign, honestly. But as far as what you can get on the market at the moment, this is a perfectly reasonable example that does the job as well as anything else that you can find. Now the gorget, it may look like it's not sitting quite right. People have sort of commented on that, but it's actually very comfortable once it's on. And as I say, once you've got the mask on and the bib, it kind of sits down there, doesn't get in the way. The little collar flappy things are pretty cool. It's honestly a lot more comfortable than the one that I'm wearing at the moment, so I'm definitely going to be adopting that. It's not radically different to a lot of other things that are on the market, and is just as good as most of them. So, you know, full marks for the gorget. That works just fine. The arms, as I said before, are fantastic because they do go all the way around the arm. There's no gaps there, which is something that I'm quite passionate about. Okay, being stabbed through the underside of the wrist is deeply unpleasant. So they're really, really good, better than most other things that you can get. There's this little Velcro patch there, which attaches the little Velcro patch on the arm, which is really useful when you're trying to put the things on, because sometimes these wraparound things can be a little bit tricky. The elbows, as I said before, curve around quite nicely. You can see that gets quite a way around my elbow, and having knobbly elbows, I need something that's nice and round. So these are as good, or not, if not better than most other things that you can find on the market. They're padded on the inside, so they're very, very comfortable. The knees, which I thought I'd give you a better look at, have these extra bits around the side here, which is really cool. They come with these little elastic things that tie onto points on the pants, which I'll talk about in a little bit. These are excellent. They're really, really comfortable. You get really, really good mobility. This combined with the lower legs, it's a really good set. In fact, one of my students who has red dragons, which he hates, is deeply jealous and wants these off me, so I'm going to have to fight for them. The legs themselves are also super protected. You've got very, very generous extra lames that go right round the side of the leg, so only the very back of it is exposed. And you've got these little extra bits there that cover your ankles, Very comfortable, very protective, really solid, and you barely notice you're wearing them. So much better than most other things on the market is that combination of knee and leg guard. The set also comes with a cup and a contraption to wear it with. Perfectly adequate and obviously a necessary bit of equipment. The pants come with integral padding. There are foam plates on the inside here, there, and on the outside. They don't come out, they're just there. So I know some pants, they're removable. These, they're built in and the knees themselves are padded. They're very comfortable pants and not too hot and stuffy, which is something I was surprised at. I thought they'd be, you know, a little unpleasant to wear for long periods, but actually they're very comfortable, so I usually just leave them on. They come with a zip, which you might think would be an obvious thing, but neither of my other pairs of fighting trousers bother to put a zip in, so that's obviously really useful. So, you know, yes, a zip. The only negative thing I can say about the pants, and this is really the only negative thing I can say about anything in the kit really, is this. I'll just get a little closer. Is these, you can see those are little points that the knees are supposed to tie onto. And when the pants are flat out on the ground, they look like they're in the middle, but when you're wearing them, they're actually off to the side here, which means that the tie things, little elastic tie things that's supposed to tie onto that point, the point is over here and it doesn't really reach properly. I don't know if that's a boo-boo in the manufacture of just this particular pair or if it's a design issue. It's an easy fix, just put a shoelace in instead of a little elastic thing. And honestly, that's the only negative thing I can say about any of this stuff, is the point's not in quite the right place. So the jacket. The jacket is incredibly protective. It is by far the most densely and heavily padded HEMA jacket I have ever come across. Double-breasted, double thickness all the way around here. It's obviously made for sort of competition longsword stuff in mind. But it is still really well tailored. I alluded to this before, but I'm going to compare it to another jacket which cost more than twice what this entire kit cost, okay? It was bought by another member of the club. And it's unwearable just because it's really badly tailored. So I'm going to show you the differences, what's wrong with the other one, and in comparison what is right about this. So this jacket from an unnamed European manufacturer, which my colleague bought and is deeply unhappy with, has the following issues. Now, first of all, the arms are sewn straight. They're just a straight tube. What that means is that when you bend your arm, as you do when you're sword fighting, you bend your arm, you get all this thick padded material bunching up under your arm, and it's uncomfortable and restricts your movement and is just wrong. It's not the way arming coats were made. This jacket, the arm is sewn bent, so its natural position is there, which means that there's no bunching up there at all, okay? I can straighten it out fine because it's cloth and it bends, but when I bend my arm, which is much more important, I don't lose any mobility. So, much better. This jacket, also you'll notice that the arm is very thin up here. There's no extra material, no extra darts or anything like that, which means that if I lift my arm into the air, it rides up. If I lift both my arms into the air, it rides up even worse and starts to choke you. And this is actually fairly large on me. For the gentleman for whom it was made, who's a bit bigger than me, this effect is much worse. You can't move it about without the thing moving all over the place. So again, these arms are not correct. This jacket has very generous extra material around the arm, which means that if I lift it up, the jacket doesn't move. I lift both arms up, the jacket doesn't move, okay? I get full mobility with both arms, and the torso of the jacket stays exactly where it's supposed to be. But the worst thing about this particular jacket is that it's painful to wear. And the reason it's painful is because of the way it's made. So if you can see here, what they've done is they've got the lining and the outer material and the wadding that goes in between and just turned it into a sandwich and sewn it together. And as a result, you get these great big, thick, horrible seams on the inside, particularly around the armpits and running down the arm there. You can see that seam there runs all the way down the arm. What that means is when you put it on, it digs into your arm, it digs into your flesh, it chafes as you move about and really, really hurts. So essentially this is simply not wearable for any length of time. It is physically painful to wear. Whereas if we look inside the Superior fencing jacket, you can see this is properly lined, okay? It's got a separate lining, it's not sandwiched, the seams are all turned inwards, so there's not a seam to be seen. It is a properly tailored jacket, the way any lined jacket should be made, and it's beautifully tailored and it's lovely. So there's no rubbing, there's no bits that stick into you. It is just really, really comfortable to wear. Now, all that said, okay, it is important to know what you're getting. Superior Fencing do their sort of full HEMA kit with a couple of different choices, different jackets, and slight variations in the price, I think. So I can really only talk about the one that I got, which is the sort of standard 350 Newton entry-level thing. Now, the lining, as beautiful as it is, and the fact that it's 100% cotton, which is, much, much better than, say, polyester or anything like that, but it's not Coolmax. It's not any sort of high-tech super cooling wicking material. And that combined with the incredibly generous padding that you get in this means that it is hot. It's, yes, it's got a little bit of ventilation at the back, and yes, the cotton lining helps, but it's still stinking hot to wear. I can last about half an hour in it, and that's in winter. And okay, granted, our winters are like other people's summers, but it is still definitely a warm garment. So if heat management is an issue for you, you might want to look at a cooler jacket. Now, on that, Superior Fencing have told me they have or are working on a lightweight mesh jacket, they're calling it, for summer training or for hot climates. If I can get hold of one of those, I will do an updated review because that might be more the go for this neck of the woods. But overall, this kit is just stonkingly good value. It gives you everything you need to get fencing for, as I say, less than half the price of just one bad jacket over there. So I can't find anything really to complain about at all. It's just really, really good stuff. So full marks to Superior Fencing. This kit is just exceptional. Every single bit of it works. Most of it is better than a lot of the other stuff that I've tried. So, 5 stars from me. Oh, and I almost forgot. In the kit, you also get a kit bag, okay? I don't know what it's designed for. It looks like it's a repurposed instrument bag, but it means that you can fit everything you need, including your sword, into it. And the kit bag, and it's got back straps so you can carry it around. And that just comes with the kit, so you get a kit bag in it as well. And they even gave me a pair of socks, so. But we're not finished yet. I told you that we'd had a couple of these kits arrive in the club recently. One of them came with a completely different sort of jacket, so I thought that was worth having a quick look at too. So, Jenna, how long have you had this jacket?
Oh, I just got it. I'm breaking it in tonight.
Okay, and how is it so far?
It's very comfy. Good movement.
Yep. And this is like the Renaissance style jacket because it's different to the one I got. And about half as much padding as my big thick one.
Well, I've been spraying all evening. I got hit a few times, but it didn't really hurt. So I think it's quite protective.
Cool. Now, you're not the average size or shape of an average HEMA practitioner, so is this off-the-shelf size or was it custom?
It's custom made and at cost, so it's really great to have that option.
And did they charge you extra for the custom?
No, it's just all inclusive. So.
Wow, so that was really good. And also custom colours.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, so they've Superior Fencing have a whole range of colours you can choose from, and you can mix and match different patterns as well for the jacket. And it has ventilation grommets in the back.
Can you turn around and show us? Beautiful. Awesome. So, happy customer?
Thank you, Superior Fencing.
So that's it. I'll put a link to the Superior Fencing website down there so you can just go and check out the various stuff that they've got. Everything that they've sent us has been really, really top-notch quality, so I'm really, really impressed, and particularly for the price. So if you've got, a lot of beginners who can't necessarily afford one of the really high-end items and need to get gear so that they can start fighting, this is a really, really affordable option. So, yeah, highly recommended, 5 stars from me.